This meeting is going to really focus on just our sampling. This is a meeting that we don't usually have. We will be meeting again April 25th. So Judith, I didn't know if you had anything to update here. I have one thing to tell you, that SMAST will be coming to do Lonnie's Pond on Wednesday, and we'll be bringing our bottles and meters and everything
Nice.
Wednesday.
Okay, so I thought we were on freshwater. We're on estuaries?
No, freshwater ponds, bottles.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep,
Gotcha.
and some meters. And
Okay,
whatever
good.
else we need from them. They're coming Wednesday, so they'll be dropping it off at my house.
Great.
Okay, that's the
Something
only
else
thing.
just dropped off my Wednesday calendar, so
Okay,
when they come, if you let me know, I'll come pick them up.
I will certainly do that. And that's the only thing that I personally have on freshwater ponds, but
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Okay, so I put together, well, I was over in the lab this weekend, and we got the stuff in the freezer and started to set out. I usually do the kits for this in buckets, because it's just easier to put it all in a bucket and carry it that way. So we put together 3 buckets. I think, Judith, have you got most of
I've got
the
my
you need
bucket,
anyway?
yep.
So.
Yep.
So I guess at this point, if I knew who was going to do what on what days, I would know how many buckets I need to get together. And if we have the meters and the bottles on Wednesday, that will make life much easier. So I would love to go over, we had established 3 dates. And who's going to do what on what day, so we know what volume of bottles we have flying around, and who needs to meet who, when, and where, and who's going to drive, and all those good things.
So I'm doing a quick search for the dates. I think it was the 13th, 14th, and 18th. Am I remembering?
The 11th, the 14th, and the 20th.
11th. Okay.
Next Monday, Burr.
and I think,
14th and 20th.
I think the 20th was just for the ponds that Mal Bornemeyer.
Well, it turns out that maybe
Well,
other
we
people
may
are
need them. We'll see.
doing that day, too. And we knew that was the only ones that she could do, but,
Crystal, yeah.
so we know that Crystal is going to get done on the 20th.
Okay, yeah.
So have you got thoughts about when you want to do the ones you're going to do?
Yeah, I can do the 11th or 14th. So it'll be both, actually, the 11th and 14th, because I can't. I'm old. I can no longer do 6
Yeah.
or 7 ponds in one day.
Yeah.
It's too much. So I'll split up. You don't care, I assume, which one's on which day.
No.
I mean, it might be 3 and 3, it might be 4 and 2, but it's
Okay.
basically, I've got my equipment for all of them. I'll just get
Okay.
the bottles
Just
that I need.
bottles.
Yep.
Okay.
And if there's rain or whatever, it doesn't work, then I can also do the 20th as a backup if that's
Do
needed.
we have Ed with us online?
No, he's driving.
He's driving.
He's apologized, but he can't
Okay.
participate because
Okay.
he's actually en route. He's supposed to arrive home today, so he's on the
So
road.
I don't know whether he's been in contact with,
I thought he and Mike Brink were going to do Pilgrim.
well, the question is, did he contact Mike, and did Mike say yes?
I think he did.
Okay. I
believe he
had
did.
that idea in the back of my
Yeah.
head that he had said that that was all
Right,
set.
I'll
But
get hold of him.
But I may be,
Emails.
I can get hold of Mike and see what day they decided on.
When we adjourn, I'll search my emails and see if I was copied on that.
Okay, so as it turns out, I don't have anybody to go with me on the 11th. So since I'm only doing a couple, I may do the 14th and the 20th.
What day of the week is that?
The 11th is a Monday.
Unfortunately, I chair a meeting that day, Agricultural Advisory Council.
Yeah.
At 3:30 in the afternoon, so
I'd be glad to help if,
You a canoeist?
yeah, I've got a,
that'd be
Okay.
great, because then you get to see.
and I'll get to learn how to
Yeah.
do it. I've never done it before, so.
Freshwater is just a tiny bit different. There's a few differences, but not a lot.
Okay. So if you want to go out with me on Monday, the
Sure.
the 11th,
What time?
9
Where should I meet you?
At my house, I can give you the details on that.
Okay, great.
Do you need help putting together the few kits or anything?
I've got it half done already.
Okay.
It's not counting out
Let me know if
models
you
at
need
this
help.
point. And, putting the right meters in the right places. Do you, Judith, from your conversation with Lara, have any idea what day she was?
I am just now texting her. She had not indicated, so I will ask her which of these three.
So you're going to be doing it. Judith can do it in her sleep. Rich, are you going to be doing any?
I was just going to be at the pickup place. At the,
Lab?
yeah, if you need someone there.
Wait, I thought I was driving samples. Are you driving the samples?
Only if you can't, probably.
Okay, because I can't on Monday,
Have you checked?
the
Right.
11th.
Right, you were
Right.
gone, that's right.
Oh, okay, so you are going to drive the samples.
Me? No.
No, I,
You are.
not on,
I am.
I can't on the 11th because of the meeting I
Oh,
chaired.
right.
My schedule's flexible if you'd like me to drive them.
All the
Okay.
other ones, I'm fine.
Okay, that would be
That
great.
one.
Carol, can you you said you could do the other two.
I can.
In terms of driving, all right. So you're driving to Centerville. So, so Bob, you're gonna drive on Monday?
Yep.
The 11th, okay. All right. So you and I are going to do one on the 11th. And I'll see what the weather does in terms of which other one I do with Judy.
Okay,
Okay, so, it would be nice to know when Ed and Mike are gonna go out. And Lara. So, we know who to look for when. I think in terms, ended up last time with a whole bunch of questions, and then part of the questions were, would Ed accept the bottles? And yes, he will.
the answer is
His
yes.
house in Centerville. I think we had all the ponds covered. You're gonna get the bottles. So,
Okay, so Laura is going to do Baker
yeah,
only, and on the 11th.
11th Baker.
So I will do Gould with mine.
Say that again.
And that'll
She-
be
she's
the
gonna do
11th, I'm sorry,
Lara's gonna do Baker on Monday?
on Monday, the 11th.
Yeah.
So then I'll do Gould. I wasn't sure if she was going to do Baker and Gould. Oh, wait a minute, was it Twining that you?
Twinings I was looking for. She said last time she would do Twinings.
Okay, I can do that one if she doesn't, but let me see.
Mel and Alan both agreed to do Crystal on the 20th.
Is there a boy on Twining?
No,
Yes?
no.
No. Sorry, I need to get my hearing checked, and with masks, I find it very hard
It's very
to
hard.
understand what people are saying.
You can't read their lips either.
No, you can't read lips. Which,
Okay. you'll look
okay,
at-
so I haven't heard back from her on Twining, but if she doesn't do it, I will.
Okay. All right.
I can use my kayak cart to get in there.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know what time Ed wants these in the afternoon, but if we could have them,
It's usually by 2 or 3 or
Yeah.
something.
He usually wants them
Early.
down there by 4 for sure, and preferably earlier.
yeah. So, Judith, since you're doing the most of these, could you get them into the lab by 2?
Yeah,
That's what we've always shot for.
Yeah,
yep.
okay.
Or in recent years.
Yeah, because there is a third day, so I'm up to 8. But I can do 4 a day easily. They're small ponds. And if, for instance, if for some reason there's either bad weather or I run out of steam, then I've got the 20th to fall back on to do whatever doesn't get done. So,
I don't see anything quickly. I just looked for Mike and Ed's emails, so I wasn't,
Okay,
I'm pretty sure that they were confirmed. I just can't remember.
okay,
okay, so confirming that Laura will do Baker on the 11th.
11th.
And then I'm going to shoot for the 11th or the 14th for Shoal, Deep, Meadowbog, Sarah's, Seth's, Israel's, Gould, and Twining.
Okay, you gotta put Twinings under your name.
And I think they all have water.
Yeah,
This year, if they don't have water,
Downtown.
we have real
Oh,
problems.
no, it's not that, well, the 2 ponds I live on don't have a lot of water. I mean,
Really?
they haven't recovered to high levels. They're
Really?
back to about typical, but not high. And I don't think Pilgrim's high.
No, it's
It's
not.
okay, but it's not high.
We need more.
We're not recovered. We really need some good, solid, heavy rains to
That'll find
replenish that water table.
Kettle finally has some water in it.
Yay.
Not full, but, and there are a couple of people, I think a couple more houses have changed owners, and the one on the corner where the tree was all the way into the pond, that's been entirely taken out, so,
The tree's out?
yeah. I know the former owner had permission from John to take it out, and it's gone, so that helps, and it seems like the people on the other side are doing it, sort of doing it themselves and cleaning that one up, so. Might look a little better after all that takes place. Okay, any other questions that you have about ponds, just call me up and ask me. So we'll start on the 11th, and Judith will be out doing ponds, and Bob and I will be out doing a pond, and Lara will be doing Baker.
I have to keep reminding myself.
Oh, my
yes,
gosh.
Baker,
So Judith, you're doing some ponds on the 11th and also the 14th, is that
right.
correct? Okay.
I'll probably look to split them 4 and 4. But,
It's helpful if in advance I can tell the lab how many samples to expect. So when you
Gotcha.
have an idea, I can look at the depths of the ponds and.
Well, if she's doing 4, basically, they're each two bottles, so that's 8 bottles. The one that I'll be doing is another 2 bottles, it's 10 bottles, and Lara, if she does Baker, is 4 bottles. So,
yeah, because
Sets, okay.
all of my ponds are 2 bottles.
Yeah, it is sets, okay.
so that's 10,
14?
14.
Sets for the,
Yeah.
for the 11th, okay.
So
We'll
right
see.
now, long range looks good for Monday and,
And
Wednesday.
this week looks rainy, next week looks better,
yeah, no, both days.
as far as I can see.
My phone's showing bright sun and 40s to 50s, so that's
That's
lovely.
the wind.
It's the wind that matters, yeah.
Okay. All right, I don't think I have anything else. There's nobody that's going out that hasn't been, I put all the protocol and all the stuff in 3 of these. If you want to take one of these home with you
Sure.
and look through it, at least you'll know. The QUAP is not in there. If you want the QUAP, I'll email it to you because it's long.
Yeah,
So on-
I think I downloaded that.
The freshwater one?
I'll have to check.
And
If you
we'll
want
give
it-
you an exam after you read it. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
you don't need to.
Well,
The reason
it's multiple
the
choice.
reason I didn't do that is it's multi-pages long, and the back end of it is all the maps.
Yeah.
And,
So that's where
So-
you'd get your deep spot for the bathymetry maps for Twinings? It would just be the deepest spot.
Oh, yeah, I use
Oh,
the,
okay, you,
I
okay.
use the app.
Okay.
I use the town's app for
Is it the same
GIS
code as
Explorer.
last year? Is it the same code as last year?
Yes,
Okay.
and don't ask me what that is, because I'll have to
Well,
look it up.
Maybe if you would send
'cause
that out in an email.
I will send that out. Yep.
So we have a system where we have a town map of each pond and a roving dot on it that tells us where we are as we're holding onto our phones, so.
Yeah, on a windy day, it can be a little challenging, but
Yeah.
it's very cool to have a little blue dot that's you,
Yeah.
and the red dot is the sampling station, and you just keep paddling around until the blue dot sits on the red dot, and you drop your anchor.
And figure
You're
out how
done.
long an anchor to drop so that it ends up right back over the dot. A little bit of geometry and a little
Yeah,
bit of
okay,
physics
so I'll
involved.
get that username and password out to everybody today. And the bottles, you said were arriving on Wednesday, Judy, are they going to be at your house or Carolyn's house?
they're
Come to
dropping-
me because SMAST is dropping off a skiff for the Lonnie's Pond sampling that they're doing, starting the flux, the sediment flux starts on Sunday. So they're going to drop a skiff off at my house, so they'll drop the bottles off and stuff.
So they'll be there, I'm
Yeah, I'll
I'm
let
trying to
you-
figure
I'm
out.
gonna
I'll
pick
let
'em
you
up
know
and
when
take 'em
I-
over
when
to
I
the
have them
labs.
in my hot little hands, I will let you
Separate
know.
them out.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Okay, any other freshwater questions? I think we've got, everybody does their thing, we have it covered.
Great. Sounds like we're ready to roll on the
And I
freshwater.
will meet whoever it is, well, that's bringing stuff in at the lab at 2:00. And then Bob will drive on the first one and Carol on the second two.
So we'll need to make sure he knows how to get to Ed's and all.
So unless I hear otherwise, I'll be at the lab a little before 2
Okay, great.
on my days.
Except for
I'm
11.
thinking it's easier to buy ice and put ice in those things rather than the ice blocks because we never know when we're going to get our ice blocks back. You can just dump out the ice and,
It's not, and we're not expecting 85-degree afternoons
Right.
either, so.
yeah. But they have to sit overnight in ice.
Oh, right, because he
takes them part
Ed doesn't
way.
take them all the
I
way
can buy
to
some more freezer packs if that's an issue.
No, it's that, we've got the freezer packs. I'm just thinking,
getting them
They're
back.
better. They last longer than bags of ice.
Well, but again, with temperatures that
True.
we've got now and overnight, there shouldn't be a problem keeping it on ice.
Okay.
So they have to sit at the barracks, or the, whatever that is.
yeah, so somebody picks them up early the next morning. And then they get in within their 24-hour threshold.
So you're going to have the ice in the cooler.
Well, I don't know, you think that the ice blocks are better?
I think the bags of ice work, okay? So let me think. I can probably stop and pick up some bags of ice
I
on
can do
my
it,
way to the lab with my samples. Would that help?
if you want to, or I
I
can.
mean, I go right by, what is it? Not Sir Speedy, the gas station that has ice.
Oh, yeah,
In South
down in
Orleans.
South Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farmer Sogs.
Cumberland
Thank you.
Farms
Now-
does.
Thank you, the
now
formal-
some sort of
yes.
convenience store that we can't
The-
remember. Yeah.
Speedy or something.
Speedy, I think
Yeah.
that might be it.
And then it was Hess, and then it was.
I don't know.
yeah.
All right, so you want to do that on your way, or do you want me to do it?
I can do that, that's no, because I have to drive right by it, so it's no big deal.
Okay.
Okay, so how many bags of ice do we want?
If it's, I don't know.
They're usually
how big they
5-pound
are.
bags, I think.
Some of them, the ones that are at Cumberland Farms, last time I was in there, were quite large.
So that should be enough because we don't have that many. It'd just be one cooler.
There'll be one cooler?
Well, if there's one cooler with
What's that?
14 bottles, we said?
It's
Oh,
heavy.
it's a big cooler. Okay, two
Yeah,
cooler-
and then you add
It's
however
heavy.
much, 10 or 20 pounds of ice, we're not going to be able to lift it.
Right.
I'm used to them being transferred into a bigger cooler for transport, but we use.
I
the-
can't do it.
Right.
Right.
No, no.
And then when I get to Ed's, I can't help him
He may transfer them himself. I don't know if he has
into
a
other
cooler.
coolers.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not going to give up my cooler. I mean,
Right.
I'll use ice blocks in my own cooler, but I will then transfer the bottles
Yeah,
to.
we got time, we got.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
Okay,
I'll tell
Judith
Ed.
is on ice duty for Monday. And actually, we can buy a couple bags and put them in the freezer over there.
well, that's true, too.
I can
Okay.
take out some of what we put in there and. Okay, I think I'm finished.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions about the freshwater pond sampling? And also, hello, Michael, I see you've joined us. Welcome.
I don't know where the camera is.
I don't, well, he's on the screen, so, and
He's on
two
both
places
screens,
now.
see, but where
Wow.
is our camera? Where is he looking at us?
He's looking at us probably straight ahead.
Okay.
All
You
right,
can look at the one next to it to know which view is,
Yeah.
okay.
anyway, Big Brother is watching, so we're going to move right on to.
So we have to behave,
That was easy.
because
Marie-
our select board liaison is keeping his eye on us.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
So we'll move right on to the estuary sampling.
Okay, so estuary sampling, I just sent Carol Ridley and Bob Duncanson a note this morning, thanking them very much for their efforts in getting us the dates for the summer, because I think it's really helped.
Yes.
And as it turns out, we really need that, because we have lost 3 teams in the Pleasant Bay system. I knew this was going to happen one of these years, because we have people who have been doing this for many, many years. So you start getting into who's been doing it so long, they've just said, but, we're done now.
Or they
So-
sell their boats.
I'm sorry?
Or they sell their boats.
Well, yeah, so that we've lost 2 to quote retirement and 1 to boat issues for the summer. So I've already got 2 replacements for Pleasant Bay, and 1 is in the works.
Wow.
And I can't say enough that I think that it's because we can give people dates. They just plain want to know before they commit when exactly we're talking about. And then I've also got a new one for Nauset Estuaries. That one is, there was a misunderstanding. He thought that I was just asking him to do 1 out of 5 dates. So I said, no, I'm greedy. I really want 5 out of 5 dates. So he's now found another date, and he's considering the other 3. And your neighbor, Carolyn, is not available for sure one of the days that he is, but she's looking at some. So I'm hoping between those 2, we'll be able to have a team for those 2 that didn't get done. So I'll keep recruiting, but the backup plan for those is going to be me and Ed. I'm going to make sure that we're on teams that we can leave if necessary because of a last minute, whatever. And from our kayaks, we'll do those 2 that didn't get done. So he'll take one, I'll take the other, and we'll both kayak cover those 2 in Nauset. I think Stony Brook, I should know
Stony
these by
Island.
now. Stony Island and
Wood Cove?
Let's go.
maybe it's Woods Cove.
Woods Cove got missed the most.
Well, they both.
Yeah, there was, we,
The
that,
same boat was doing both.
The same boat was doing both.
so,
So, and interestingly, I'm not finding a lot of interest in the Nauset teams in doing only 1. All those teams seem to like doing 2, and the one
Right.
team that goes out with Goose Hummock, thank you very much, Goose Hummock, that team loves doing all 3 stations in Town Cove.
wow.
They're shallow, so.
Although I'm guessing that Steve O'Grady may not be able to participate.
Oh, he's not.
Right, okay.
Yeah, no, I've now heard from everybody who did it last year to know who's continuing, who isn't. So I'm doing some shuffling, so I haven't yet finalized who's doing which stations and who's on which team, because I'm still putting those pieces together.
So I will tell you, I haven't told you yet, because it's not a done deal, but there is a person interested in sampling the Nauset Estuary who has a boat at
Okay.
Snow Shore They have an aluminum boat at Snow Shore, but they're a town employee, and I need to get permission from their boss
Okay.
that they miss 30 minutes of work or whatever 5 times. And I haven't asked that person's boss yet, so.
Oh, okay. In Nauset, that shouldn't be, well, it depends on what time they
Well,
start
they-
their shift. But, I mean,
they
the
start their
Nauset
shift-
sampling is all like starting at 6 in the morning, so.
They start work at 7:30. So
Okay.
I just want to, I need to make sure
Okay.
that it's okay with their boss before I,
Well, and that first time out, the Conservation Commission will be barely running with a quorum for the first probably half hour, because that's the latest sampling date, unfortunately. But for Pleasant Bay, that doesn't start until 7:30. So getting folks, and we've got 5, I think, samplers that are in Pleasant Bay.
Although it doesn't ever seem, from when people come in and the times on their sampling sheets, that anybody ever pays attention to when they're supposed to start and when they
No,
have to
they
finish.
don't. The team sets a
Ever.
time, and they go the same time every
They
time.
go the same time, and if it's right or wrong, they go.
Okay, well, we do stress that in the training. I'm sure
We know.
Carolyn, but,
Every year.
you know,
I'm just telling you.
But
know.
it's-
I know. But even so, I mean, what I will do, if, like on that day when I really need to be somewhere fast, I'll get basically everything but the sampling done, so that I'm sitting on the station waiting to make that water grab right at 7:30. But everything else, the weather, the temperature, the appearance of, I mean, all that stuff's
All the
filled in.
yada yadas.
The salinity is taken, I mean, all of that. And then if you do that, you can pretty much grab your samples and get off the water fast, then get them filtered and get to the lab.
Right.
But that's still fast. I mean, whether you're in a kayak and you got to load that all on the car, or whether you're in a boat, you're still having to filter water and make the run to the lab and drop it and get over here to town hall.
Getting to and from the site takes more time than you people realize,
Yep,
for all those little reasons.
yep. So, I'll keep you posted, but we're in good shape. And I say, I really attribute most of it, I mean, obviously I attribute to our volunteers. They're a great
Right.
group who was willing to do it year after year, and new people who are interested in
Right.
signing on. But making it much easier to set this all in place has been getting those dates. That was just,
right. And those volunteers, who some have participated for many years, are the reason that the town's program has been able to continue for 20 years.
absolutely.
So they get a huge,
22.
22, yeah.
This is my 23rd year of doing Quonset Pond.
Wow. It's just. I
The
lose
Alliance
track of time,
started
but
a
it's-
year before the
so
town
over
did.
2 decades, that's really, all on the backs of volunteers. So I think that's a great, the town has some really,
Yep.
town is lucky they have so many engaged citizens in this town.
Have the other towns who do the sampling been doing it as long?
Chatham certainly has.
Yeah, because the
Harwich-
Pleasant Bay Alliance started a year before the town did.
All right.
So, and the Alliance has always been Chatham, Harwich, Brewster. Well, Brewster doesn't
Oh,
really have
yeah,
a,
Yeah, because of the
Brewster
watershed.
doesn't have a
Right.
station, but,
There are towns out there elsewhere on Cape Cod that may be doing, continued sampling after the MEP was done, the Mass Estuaries Project. I don't know the status, but that would be a question
I think they all
Mass
are.
would know. Some of them do. I don't know how much some scaled back, and, even
Okay.
Orleans, scaled back to sentinel monitoring instead of the full.
Yeah,
Back in the beginning, it was like, I can't even remember how many stations and how many volunteers we had to have.
Over 100.
Yeah, it was like 100 volunteers. It was amazing for those first 3 years. It
Yep.
was an incredible effort. Anyway, thank you, Judith.
There are, however, people who come from Brewster and Harwich
Yeah.
and a number of other places.
Do
to help us
ours.
out, So,
Yes, and we thank them as well. Absolutely. And Eastham has some stations and people. Yeah. And of course Chatham, and the people in Chatham that that coordinate this, the Alliance and Bob and Carol
Right.
and all that. It takes multiple villages,
Army.
an army of mine.
And Laura did that in Chatham for many years.
That's right.
Oh,
She
right.
did
Yeah, that was her job,
help Bob with sample intake and a whole bunch of other things.
one of her jobs.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much for the update, and I'm not sure, but I think the bottles coming in maybe Wednesday will include estuaries too, not just.
Really?
I think, because I remember her telling me that our bottles were ready, and this was quite a while back, so.
Good.
I will confirm that with you also, when I see what comes in.
Okay.
Okay. The next item is the Pilgrim Lake Herring Run, the annual volunteer herring and eel count. Just a brief update, and I kind of do the technical
Okay.
stuff,
Okay.
and then Rich has been an absolute wonder on
Exactly.
taking over from Ken Jorgensen, who we appreciate his years of service coordinating volunteers and recruiting. And now Rich has taken this on, and I'm very grateful for that. And if you'd like to update, he's been doing a great job.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, thanks to everyone else who's out there, if you're listening in, who's been doing this for a while, whether
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a volunteer or captain or other. So we actually talked about getting started earlier this year. I'm not sure if we really did or didn't. We
We did.
started off on March 22nd, and with a few volunteers, and we've progressively been filling in the blanks after that. Those of you that are out there, if you don't know, there are 63 counting slots, and right now we still have 8 openings. And it's primarily because we're down 2 captains from last year, and that includes 2 other individuals stepping up to take over teams that they were on. So it was a little bit of a challenge there. And currently, I guess I'm acting as the captain for team 2 and 4, so I haven't been filling in the slots as quickly as the slots for the other teams. But hopefully we'll get some more volunteers. The main problem has been that some of the emails that were on the master list and phone numbers don't work, or people have disappeared
Or changed.
or changed or whatever. And a number of people have said, I've done it for a while and I need a break. So, and then we're starting to get people to step up. Judith provided me yesterday with a name from a single person who read the article, the Mary Griffin article. You might want to talk about that when the OPC article. And so we've got one person. I'm hoping she'll pick up a few, and I'd like to thank Michael, who's out there. He's picked up the ball, and we trained together on Wednesday, and so he's now ready to go. So he's a new volunteer, so it's
Great.
great to have him also have the experience that's going on. And I think that's pretty much where we are. I took the information from Ken and created a new spreadsheet and put that up on Google Docs and Sheets. And eventually I'm going to get everyone, that the captains hopefully will be willing to get a Gmail address so they can go up and they can make changes in that sheet anytime they need to and update it. So working on that organizational thing. But other than that, it was a good basis to begin with. Judy had an old sheet, Ken had one, and we just kind of homogenized them together. And that's it from my end.
So are the
And
fish
that's-
showing up?
Yes,
I will
Yeah, not
give you
a lot.
that in a second.
Most important question.
I will
That's
tell you
great.
about that, and-
Yeah.
and I just wanted to add to what you said, in case people are watching and are
oh, yes,
interested.
please.
It's only 10 minutes. You count for 10 minutes once a week. It's not a huge time commitment,
Yeah.
but it's an important one.
Yeah, when I'm sending out the note, I'm saying it's about 30 minutes
Well, by the time
once a
you
week.
get there,
By the
walk
time you
to
get
the...
there, you park, you go in, you sample, and some people already want to go walking up the path and go up and see the fish in the pool if they're there and stuff. So there's other things to do.
Yes, and the other thing is that the town has had this herring account program in place since 2008. This is another long-term program that volunteers are coordinating, and it's collecting very useful data for fisheries managers, fisheries biologists at the Division of Marine Fisheries, and also at National Marine Fisheries Service. And so it's an important program, and our run, our Pilgrim Run is only one of 2 in the Pleasant Bay system, so it's important. Just to follow up on what Rich said, the herring did arrive early this year. Typically, we don't, we start our count, April 1st, but the herring decided to celebrate the first official day of spring by coming in on the 20th, just the day before official spring. And so it does take a few days to get people, in place, and Rich was already working on it, but, so we started the official count on the 22nd. Prior to that, the Division of Marine Fisheries, Brad Chase and his crew have been working with Nate Sears and Scott Johnson. They installed the video counter at the top of the run. And as soon as the fish arrived, Nate went down there I think it was on a Sunday, and turned the video counter on. So thank you, Nate, for your working on your weekend. And so far, we're getting excellent images. Brad Chase comes on Mondays and Fridays and checks things out, and he said he's seeing some excellent images on there. I've opened up the cabinet. I can see the thumbnails that's going to a laptop, and it's motion activated. So you can see the fish on the little thumbnails. Last year on the videos, I saw an otter coming through and then coming back through with a fish in its mouth. Brad said he's seen pickerel even in there, and so it's pretty exciting so far. It seems to be working really, really well. Brad is processing the images right now, which is really great because I'm buried in farm plants right now, so he says it's really good what we're getting so far.
So is that an actual physical, visual count on the video?
No, it doesn't count them for you, unfortunately. We had
No,
that.
that's what I mean. Somebody has to sit
Yes,
there and
somebody
count
has-
the video.
Right, somebody has to go, we have an external hard drive, the images from the laptop get transferred to that, you take it home, you stick it on your computer, and somebody has to count it, and right now, Brad is doing that, which is great. But we did have a different setup there some years back that was an actual electronic video counter with tubes, and when the fish went through, it actually ticked off, the number advanced. And that was great, except because of low flow at our run, it was at the absolute minimum amount of flow velocity for that equipment to work properly. And as the lake levels dropped over the season, we started having lots of problems. It was double counting fish and everything else. So this is the next step, but it does require the video counter. It doesn't count them.
Yeah.
It records them, images, motion activated, but a human still has to do it. My dream is to do what the Mystic River Watershed Association does, and if you ever have a chance to go to their website, the Mystic River Watershed Association, they use crowdsourcing. They have it on their website, and you can log in from anywhere in the world and count herring for them. Their system, it records if something's been counted, and you can't double count, and it actually has graphics and for an educational
Interesting.
tool. I'm hoping that we can do this here. It will be an educational opportunity. It will be useful for our school systems here and engaging more citizens. But it takes a while to set that up, so that's a future goal.
Well, it is interesting. I did get a couple responses from people saying they would happily count in person. They had no interest in sitting in front of a computer screen counting fish.
Well, that's
So, I know there will be some who can't go out or don't want to go out and
That's
prefer to
okay.
do that, but.
It's okay.
But I thought that was just interesting that,
Yes, well, part of it is just being there and seeing them, and
oh yeah, it's great.
but it will give you more accurate. This one also records fish at night.
Oh, that's
There's a
nice.
light on down there, and Brad said it is capturing fish, because it's always been assumed that a lot of them pass at night, and of course, the count period is for the visual counts that we do, the volunteer counts is from 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. We know the fish are running either before or after that. So the data will be more robust, what's collected.
I
And,
think it was Sunday that had, Sunday, maybe it was a week ago Sunday, anyway, I think it was a week ago Sunday, that had like 350 fish counted
Yeah,
during,
I think-
from morning until night. And
Wow.
I did notice it was 288 on the first count.
Yes.
So and that count was done early. I mean, it was like, I don't know,
Yeah,
7:15
that
or 7:20.
The case.
Yeah, I have the data.
So,
Yeah, that was an incredible day.
Yeah, interesting. I think you're right, Judy. I think probably a lot of them are running at night and we don't see them.
Yep, that was the team one that goes from 7 in the morning to 8:20. That was McNeil did the count, and it was 288 fish in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
He was
I
going
think
nuts.
the total that day
His
was like,
clicker was ripping.
yep, we have a clicker counter, and I see it. He counted 34 plus 150 plus 105. So I think 410 that day, and we're over 500 now, and for visual counts. So we'll be able to compare that with the video system. So it's all really good.
Rich, if you need some fill-ins until you get more volunteers, if I can, I'm happy to fill in a few slots. I won't offer to take more on through May, but,
Okay,
but this time of year, until
Yeah,
we get
we'll
up and
miss it.
running, I'm happy to.
okay.
Yeah, as I mentioned before,
I'll
Rich.
Talk to you
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all I had on the technical side, but we do need more volunteers to count, and it only goes till through May 31st,
Right.
if anyone's listening. All right, thank you. And thanks again, Rich, for all you're doing.
No problem.
So I put on the agenda just some proposed topics for the next meeting, which is April 25th. And, we submitted questions to SMAST. I have asked, and Ed Eichner has agreed on his dime to come into our meeting.
Nice.
What they are doing is that they are going to be submitting to the town a track changes document so that we can see all the things that they've changed in response to our questions and comments. And then if there are things that were not actual corrections or whatever to make in the document, you can ask Ed when he's here, and he will answer those questions for you.
He's going to be here on the 28th.
He will be here. He's said that he's not, there's no cost to the town, but he will come.
Great.
Because he's here, also, in the past with previous management plans, one of the things our committee does is prepare official recommendations that we submit to the select board after we've reviewed the management plan. We have not done that yet for Baker Pond. And Baker Pond is an interesting, it's not the same as the others. There are multiple things that could be
Yeah.
recommended. So I just put it on here so that you can all be thinking about this, because we really do need to prepare and submit our formal recommendations to the select board for Baker Pond, what we recommend the town do.
I think that would be a great idea. I think would also be very helpful if maybe, it doesn't have to be before it goes to the select board, it could be after. But as part of that discussion, that we review some of those recommendations, those particularly that might have to do with septic system remediation, whether that's going to be some kind of sewering or small, whatever. Get the wastewater consultant, the new one in, to
Is
go
that
over
person
some.
now on board? I know they were supposed to
Yes.
start. So they are here now?
Well, I believe so, but I don't know what that schedule might be, and I think that would
Like
be,
Iggy, right? Yeah?
might be very helpful to have some discussions with him as well.
Yeah, I will invite,
Again, I don't know that that has to be before it goes to the select board. It could be recommendation, that could be an inclusion in the recommendations, that some
Well-
of those options be reviewed with the town
I
consultant.
think what's key is that our recommendations will probably, it will be determined what they will be if we knew where on the horizon they thought they might be extending sewering, if they're going to extend sewering. So we don't really know
Right.
what will
So
happen.
That is really why we've got a consultant.
Right, right.
So they're not going to be committing to that up front. That's the purpose of the consultant, to be able to look at what are the needs and what makes sense in terms of consolidating, combining, et cetera.
But if it looks like it's going to be decades out, then that affects what we recommend we do in the meantime. So-
Yeah, select board won't know that now.
Will we be,
No, not the select
Right.
board, I'm talking about
Right.
the Board of Water and Sewer Commissioners and the town consultant, the wastewater coordinator or whatever. or
Okay, so
whatever
Board
his
of,
fixed title
Board
is.
of Water and Sewer Commissioners does not get involved until there is a determination that something is being sewered. So they don't do any pre-planning towards, they are the after-the-fact implementers. That's the way our charter is set up.
Right, but they have discussed pre-planning stuff many times, so I've heard them, so.
will we be able to have hard copies of the final draft for the next meeting?
I think that's a lot to ask. George produced copies of the whole thing, the draft, for us, and we used that to.
And so we can rely on those, except for minor changes?
And then there'll be a track changes copy, I'm sure, that will be made.
Oh, after
we
the
should do.
meeting?
The-
As a
SMAS
result
is-
of the meeting?
SMAS has done the corrections and changes that they, based on what we put out to them or submitted to them. And they will submit that to the town, and then we can see what they've done. But I don't want to ask, I'd rather not ask him to produce a new one with all the track changes and everything on there. He did do it once, but it's a pretty big document.
So to clarify, so will we have access to that
Oh, yeah,
document prior
Absolutely.
to our meeting?
absolutely. Yep,
It'll just be electronic as opposed to a hard copy.
yeah. But you'll be able to see what they did.
Yeah.
And we have the copy that George Meservy's office gave us when we were doing our review.
Yep.
Which is right here.
And plus, all of you should have I think I distributed the final sheet, or did I? I'll have to check.
I think
Maybe
so.
I need to make sure you have the
Our
final
final
sheet, because
questions?
Bob added a few more questions.
The whole compilation.
A while ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
and those went on to SMAS. Okay.
Yep, I think you may have copied them then. And just to also remind you that, well, not maybe remind you, but, so Judy and I discussed this since there were multiple versions of the original version that we approved of the minutes from our meeting in, was it January now, or March? Let's see, January, right? It was March 7th, maybe. The original minutes that had the, that we were going to, well, basically had the changes that we talked about that were related to things that we did. But then after that, Ed Eichner came back with changes that he was proposing.
Well, there were technical corrections
Yes,
based on his
correct.
presentation for the
January
Baker Pond.
24th.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, and we
Yeah.
got that.
Yep.
Right, but he has some
January
technical edits which we didn't have at the time that we,
Correct.
I shouldn't have put those minutes out for approval. I didn't realize Ed's had just come in, and so
Yeah,
it
we
didn't
didn't.
include those. So now we want to be able to add his corrections as an addenda to the minutes that we already approved. So
We'll
I-
go back and look at those again.
Yep.
And so I did not post the
Right.
notes from the 20.
But we can
was it?
vote at our next meeting to approve
Yeah.
the addenda. And I
Excellent.
believe will be
Yeah, I
procedurally,
think I
that will be.
distributed to you guys, I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
distributed you the changes document that
Yeah.
had the action, so you could see them. Before I had distributed it, but you couldn't really tell what he changed. And so you should have that now. We want to
Okay,
vote on
so,
that, so we
yeah,
can
they
get
were
it.
Red in here is what he
Yes,
changed.
correct.
Yeah, there were technical corrections and things that
Yeah.
he felt needed to be there for clarification
Primarily.
to anyone reading it.
Okay, so we'll put that on the agenda.
Yeah, it will be on that for the next meeting.
Thanks.
And then the final thing is that there were two reports. My understanding is there were two reports. I cannot find things on the town website. I hate to say it.
I know, I'm finding the
It's
the
still
new
not-
website be extremely
I mean,
difficult.
I searched for these Cedar Pond reports, old ones came up, but not these particular two, and I looked under our committee, they're not there. Anyway, it was frustrating. I did stop and ask George to please find the ones that came in November 2021. My understanding is that it was an annual report for the year 2020. Because of COVID, it came in 2021. and then it's a semi-annual report for the first part of 2021. So I believe there are two, and they both came into the town the same day.
Oh, I only got one.
Well, that's what I mean. I think there's two, I think.
I don't, okay, the one that I've got,
Have you ever seen the full year for 2020?
I believe it was.
Okay,
Can, I can go back and double check it. It
I've asked-
came in, it was for 2020,
that would have been a semi-annual, not
Yep.
the annual. I'm pretty
well,
sure.
it was supposed to be in by the November of, whatever it was more than a year late.
There was a.
It was supposed to be in by January of one year, it came in January the following year.
Right, there was a COVID issue, but I know it was dated the November of 2021.
So when you find all those
When we
things.
find them,
Right, but it was for 2020.
I've asked George to please, yes, I said it was
Let us know
2020.
where to find them.
I think that's the final. There was one for
It's a final.
2018, the 3 years were 2018, 2019, 2020.
Yes, so the one that came in November 2021 was the full year for 2020, the full year, and then a semi-annual for the beginning of '21. And those are the two that I'm referring to here.
So they're still tracking? Because DEP only had them track the 3 years.
But
That was supposed to be the final
2000
monitoring report for the 3-year.
2021, there's a semi-annual report.
Okay, yeah, if you do find that, please send it around.
I'm pretty sure.
That's nice that they're doing it, but DEP didn't ask for it, or didn't
The
require it.
town is now taking over the program, so there will be continued monitoring and continued,
Okay.
But you said they were doing it this spring.
they're continuing on. Now, what the town is assuming coordination of the program. Because things are working, water quality is improving as salinity drops, so they're working with the state, I know, the town is. So that's why that's on there. Judith, you had said there were people out there that were interested, and when
Yep.
we were going to talk about it, that's when we're going to talk about it, and Ed
Excellent.
Eichner will be in the room also, so if the
Wonderful.
questions come up that are beyond our technical level of knowledge, then he can answer them also.
Perfect.
So, I believe that's, I just wanted you to be aware of what's coming, so is there anything else that you would want me to place on that agenda for the, that's going to keep us pretty busy, so that's why I kind of, I mean, we can have brief updates on how the freshwater pond sampling went,
Yeah.
and a brief update on estuaries.
Anything else we need to talk about before town meeting, or? I mean, I've lost track of where our involvement is on
Yeah, we don't
on
have
projects like Phase 2 and Phase 3 with the Route 28 question.
Yeah, I'm not sure that, of course, there was the article at last town meeting that was approved, and I don't know the status of that, where the recommendation to extend sewering and getting the estimate for Pilgrim and Crystal, and I don't know where that stands, and I guess that would be our consultant?
I don't think that's done yet. Well, AECom was
I don't think
doing, I don't think that they have yet completed that or that it's ready.
I don't think they, but I don't know, that would be
Yeah,
our
no, they have started it, but I don't,
consultant?
no, AECom was doing the,
Engineering.
the cost estimates for Crystal, Pilgrim, et cetera.
Right,
And they're working on that, but I don't believe it's ready yet. That's separate from what
Right.
the town's consultant will be doing.
okay, so he's not involved in that at all? I wasn't
I
sure.
think
know
in time, I
AECom
think once
Yeah.
the material is together and available, he will be, but I don't believe that's.
Well, I know AECom was going to be asked to do an estimate, but I didn't know if Mike Giggy now being part of the equation would be working on that at all, or, I don't understand, that, the
No.
dynamic yet, I guess.
I think that will be one of the pieces that he's putting together and looking at.
Good.
Now, forgive my bad memory, but for the proposed extension that we suggested for the Uncle Harvey's Pond spur,
That's another part of it.
did is anyone making an accurate cost assessment of how far,
I
of how much
believe-
that's going to
I
go?
believe that has been done.
Beyond
And
the
I-
one that
yes.
wanted to go 5 miles
Yes,
and,
I believe that a
hundreds of
cost
houses.
estimate of the additional 6 properties involved for Uncle Harvey's has now been completed. And I don't know that there's been a decision made yet on it, but I believe that it is, I don't want to say possible, probable, or likely. I don't know what that might be, but there will be consideration of including that in the Meeting House Pond sewer plan. And I think the reason that one, I mean, to me, this is logical and rational. The reason that one would be considered at this time is because there is no future thought of sewering anything anywhere near those 6 properties.
right.
Right now, the on-paper tentative plan for the areas around and influencing Poche Inlet is PRBs. There's just nothing that's being considered or that was being looked at or thought about for sewering. So if you look at those 6 little properties just butting up against Meeting House Pond, if you don't do them now.
Wait, Uncle
The-
Harvey's.
Harvey's.
Uncle Harvey's, what did I just say? Meeting House? I'm sorry. Brain meltdown. If you don't add those 6 Harvey's properties now,
Now.
there's never going to be anything that goes close to that again. I
Right.
mean, you can never say never, 50 years,
But-
75 years, but in the immediate future, in anything that is on a tentative wastewater plan. So the cost of staging and getting equipment to return at some point to do 6 properties would make the cost of those 6 properties absolutely unbelievable. I mean, if you
Right.
look at what was done downtown, the big trucks, the big pipes, the digging equipment, the water, I'll use the wrong terms, Bob will help me, the water coffer, sealers, whatever, you couldn't do it. So if ever you're going to do it, this is the time to look at it. Whereas Pilgrim and Crystal, while we might feel a great urgency, and believe me, I do, in terms of how that gets staged, how that gets added, when, et cetera, could be now, please not, it could be 10 years from
Yeah.
now, 20 years from, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the cost any, because you're basically, the pipe is in the ground, and you can just add to it at any point without having a whole major thing. It's different when you're doing 50 houses versus 6,
Yeah.
is the bottom line.
Well,
So I think that there will be consideration for adding in,
and
but
when you say consideration, is that something that means discussion and vote at this May meeting, town meeting? Or-
well, the vote at town meeting is going to be to approve the funding for the Meeting House Pond sewer.
And
So,
when will the
that-
amount extra,
Well, that would
For Uncle
have to
Harvey's.
be part of it, so.
okay.
Yes,
So it
town,
will be there?
yeah,
Gotcha.
this is not something you can just say, I mean, you can't go in and get the town to approve X dollars, and then go along 2 months later and say, oh yeah, it's going to be X plus whatever, without the town voting on it. So if it's going to be included, it would be in the dollars that are going for approval to town meeting.
Just checking, because stranger things have happened.
Right.
When it comes up
Yeah,
after the
but-
fact.
Yes.
Well, it would be important, I think it'd be really great if somebody could come and update our committee, because it's clear that we have some questions on the status of things. We're sort of guessing, we think.
Yeah.
So whether that person is Tom Parisi, Mike Giggy, or Alan McLennan, or whoever, it'd be nice if we just had like a 10-minute, this is where we are and this is where we hope to go.
Yeah.
I think once the warrant gets completed, that
Yeah.
there'll be much better clarity. Right now, I guess I just have to say it's a fluid situation.
Fluid situation.
Oh,
Well, Not too long ago, I
Bad
heard,
pun.
I heard the Uncle Harvey's Pond thing referred to as scribblings on the back of an envelope, quote unquote, so I do not know if there's more. So,
Hope they weren't referring to our work.
no, it wasn't, it
No.
had nothing to do with us. Anyway, it'd be nice to have an update, and I'm sure Michael has heard us say that, so. He's not.
Well, he just gave us a thumbs up.
We just got thumbs up.
He's
that's
sort of
good.
smiling, but, all right. Any other comments on, or announcements? I guess we're on to announcements.
Thank you for clarifying
Well,
as much as can be.
As much as can be.
Cleared.
Yeah.
The only announcement I have really is, I do know the Select Board, I believe, will be interviewing some candidates for the remaining opening on our committee.
Ah,
Yeah. And Ed was able to recruit Mary Griffin to sign up for that. So,
I don't-
she's the one that did the Herring Run article for the Chronicle to get Rich some volunteers.
Say it again. I was typing the thing about the select board.
I was,
Candidates, sorry.
I wasn't mentioning who
No.
or what. There's a few people I know have submitted their citizen interest forms, and
good.
I know they're going to be interviewed, and that's all I was saying about that. So we'll have a complete committee at some point in the near future. Are there any other comments or announcements or other organizational meetings out there that you want to share, or like OPC, the Alliance?
So, yeah, the machine is up and running at Sarah's Pond with many, many changes and upgrades and improvements, and so
Okay.
we've just got fingers crossed and hoping we get the consistency and reliability. Ken Wagner's in town today, doing some ponds in Harwich. He'll drop off algae sample kits in a turbidimeter, I can't say it, turbidimeter?
Oh, that's a.
Thank you. Yes, turbidity, but
Turbidity.
it's the meter that measures such. I used it 2 years ago. I didn't have it last year.
Turbidity meter.
A turbidity meter.
Nice to
And
see.
that'll be a nice thing to have some turbidity data.
Which, for
So-
those who are watching, would be suspended materials in the water and all that, right?
So things are rolling along.
It measures that.
Fingers crossed. You never know until it would be lovely to have a year when the equipment all runs reliably so we can actually see if this technology does what we think it's going to do.
Anyone involved in field sampling and field work knows that Murphy's Law applies big time, and if it could
Oh,
go
it
wrong,
does.
it will. And so-
And especially with this equipment that's basically still in demonstration
Right.
Yeah,
phases, you know.
that's the biggest drawback
That's
at
the
this
biggest,
point,
yeah.
too,
And
these
you-
technologies.
There's
is-
what you want it to do, but
can't
since you're
count on
strictly
'em.
demonstrating, it's like, okay, you know, you don't make your assumptions. You can make your hopes, but you don't make your assumptions
Certainly.
until you have the data in to see if it's all good.
Well, certainly that affects water clarity, and so it's an important data point.
Yeah.
What is the anticipated startup date for the equipment again? Do you have that?
Oh, it's running.
It's running now.
We started it
Okay,
up
so
the
when you said-
first week in March, and fortunately, I wasn't the poor person that had to go out.
good.
Eric Spangler did that for me, so I didn't have to monitor. The water was 5 degrees Celsius
Oh,
as they sat out there getting their samples and doing their every meter checks of dissolved oxygen and temperature at 2 different stations, with the wind howling so hard they could barely stay on the stations.
What was the date again?
That was March 6th, I think, March
March
6th or
5th.
7th. It was very early in the season. Yeah.
and that, it was early so they could get all the glitches out of the way before.
So it could get all the glitches out of the way, that, and the inventor hails from Texas. So and he has projects going all over the country. So we really needed to work with his schedule too for where he was going to be when.
No, you wanted to get him out there in the bad weather so he could see what the equipment had to put up with.
Of course.
Is it a work day? Was it a business day?
I'm sorry?
Was it one of the 5 business days of the week? Trying to
Yeah,
help with the
I
date.
believe so. I'll, again, this goes back, I think he came in on a Monday and they were at it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something
So
like
like the first, second, third of March?
that. No, it would have been the following week.
Okay, so 7th, 8th, 9th.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else from the committee? Sarah, is there anyone out there that has a public comment? No. Okay. Well, I thank everyone for coming to this extra meeting today.
Does Michael want to add anything?
Oh, it's,
Michael, did you have anything to add? I didn't see a hand up or anything. Mum's the word.
No, I don't have anything, not to add.
Okay, well, we're going to let you get off early today. We're going to adjourn. And I need a motion to adjourn, and I thank anyone who's watching for your interest.
So
I'll
moved.
second that motion. I think I just heard Rich make the motion.
All in favor?
I.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain? Then we are adjourned, and have a lovely day.